Hi guys, this is Melissa Zad for Into Boxing, and I am delighted to be joined by Anthony Crolla. Anthony, how are you doing?
I'm good, I'm really good, thank you. It's good to be here. I think, being at this public workout tonight, it's got me looking forward to the show, which works a lot in the public workouts, but certainly tonight it's got me looking forward to the card on Saturday a lot more.
I mean, we're back in Liverpool. Last time I spoke to you, we were in Liverpool.
Yes, we was. Yeah.
Great boxing city.
Yeah.
What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like on Saturday night at the M&S Arena?
Listen, the last time we was here for Smith and Fowler, I think that atmosphere will take some beating. However, I do believe, with the local derby, it was a great sort of. That night was an unbelievable atmosphere. It was split. I don't say it was split in half, but there was local people coming out for both, who would normally be supporting both fighters if it wasn't against each other. But I still believe we're going to get a great atmosphere on Saturday night, because in Conor Benn we've got one of the most exciting prospects, we can call him prospect now.
I would say
possibly, yeah. In British boxing, his improvement's been amazing, and we've got a living legend in Katie Taylor in the co-main. So I think wherever Katie Taylor fights, I think she brings the tricolours are out. She brings great support, and rightfully so. But I think it's going to be a good show.
I mean, not only is it a fantastic double header, but also there's some cracking fights on the undercard.
There is.
But let's quickly touch on the main event.
Yep.
I should say. I have to add the S in the end.
Yeah.
So let's start with the Taylor Sharapova fight.
Yes.
So at the public workout, we saw. Sharapova obviously came in. I don't know if you caught this, but she was quite smiley. She seemed to be having a good time.
She seemed, very. I don't want to say in awe, but she was very honoured to sort of be in there. I think she went over to let on to Katie Taylor. She was, to shake hands, and I think people look into that a bit much, because I think Katie, and she's not that type. She's just like, she's a lovely girl. Shake hands and fight. Obviously, once the first bell goes, it's very different. But I know very little about Sharapova, as most of us do, to be honest. But from that part of the world, Kazakhstan, they produce some brilliant fighters. She looked well on the pads and stuff. I know pads don't look back, but she'll be coming in there with plans of her own to upset that super fight what's been talked about for next year against Serrano.
100%. I mean, one of the things about Sharapova that I recently found out is that she's the first female professional boxer out of Kazakhstan.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously...
So she's flying the flag as well.
She is, and Katie Taylor, as you said, is a living legend, so I think it's like... Yeah, I think any female boxer meeting Katie Taylor, you're going to be humbled, honoured, all of the rest of it.
Yeah.
But Katie Taylor looked like a different kind of beast today in the workout. She was really going heavy on those shots. What did you make of it?
I think Katie, she's like the works out. She'll always give the fans, the viewers, something to watch. Certain fighters. I know, for instance, when I was boxing, I've probably done a bit more than what my trainer would have wanted to. But it was just pictures, cameras. Some people are just getting out of the shadow box, bit of a shakeout. But she always looks good. She looks super sharp. It's just a great sort of, I don't know about mystery, but the motivation to keep going. What she keeps doing, it's unbelievable, and she just keeps setting herself goals and new goals, and they're going to keep, I think we're going to see Katie Taylor for a bit yet, fortunately, and I really hope so as well.
I mean, it must be crazy, to find drive, to find passion when you've reached the pinnacle of the sport.
The pinnacle, you've been there for so long, you've achieved more than any other, fighter in the female game, and it's, she's going to be remembered forever for that, but she just wants to keep, adding to that legacy of hers.
So let's talk a little bit about the main event, the Conor Benn, Chris Algieri fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chris Algieri, he's 37 years old now. He has a wealth of experience, amazing names on his resume. Amir Khan, Errol Spence Jr., Manny Pacquiao. And against Conor Benn, who, as you said, he's just made vast amounts of improvements in the last couple of years. What do you make of that fight?
I think tonight has got me a lot more excited for it. As I was saying, speaking to Chris Algieri, he's super confident. He's in great shape, which you expect from a nutritionist. Always looked after himself. He's been in with not just some of the biggest names in the division, but there's some future Hall of Famers in there and some greats. So he's not going to be intimidated, and this isn't a disrespectful way. I think Conor will know himself. He's not going to be intimidated by getting in the ring with Conor Benn. Boxing, there's a lot when bringing a fighter through. Timing is key. Timing is everything, and this looks like on paper a very well calculated risk. But if it's got wrong, and Chris Algieri, he's coming across really confident. We've got more left than what we think. There's going to be some serious questions asked of Conor Benn on Saturday night, and I look forward to seeing how he answers them.
I mean, it's been a season of upsets, really, hasn't it? We saw it in Kiko Martinez versus Kid Galahad.
Yeah.
We saw it with almost Lopez and Kambosos. That was an upset as well.
Wow.
So, I don't know, there's something in the air.
There is something in the air. It's whether it's the year of the underdog or what, I'm not sure. But, yeah, and listen, I think you just mentioned there Kiko Martinez and Kid Galahad. This on Saturday, really, would it be as big of a shock as that? So it can happen. It can happen. Even Kambosos Lopez, would it be seen as a big of a shock as that? I'm not sure. So if we've learned anything lately, it's never to write off the underdog.
Never overlook anyone you're facing.
No, never ever, especially in boxing. But I think certainly we'll be reminded of that a few times later.
Absolutely. Well, regardless of what happens, we look forward to seeing the fights play out on Saturday night. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Always a pleasure.